Welcome to Let the Quran Speak. There are so many people in Islamic history who made a significant impact on the Muslim community and the growth of Islam. We want to highlight some of their stories, and so we're beginning a series called Heroic Muslims. Dr. Shabir, welcome to Let the Quran Speak.
Pleasure to be on.
The first heroic Muslim of the past, Dr. Shabir, is Khadijah, who was the wife of the Prophet Muhammad. And she has a very beautiful story because she was so supportive of the Prophet Muhammad from the very beginning. So please tell us her story.
Yeah, Khadijah, as you mentioned, is the first Muslim. We refer to her as one of the Ummahatul Mu'mineen, the mothers of the believers. And yes, indeed, she was the first to believe in the Prophet's message. Let's start from the beginning. She was a rich merchant. She had inherited her father's business. And in her day, naturally, women were not at the forefront of business. So she hired people to do her business on her behalf. And the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, came into her employ in this way. So he used to travel to Syria with her caravans for trading, accompanied by her another of her assistants, Maysara, who observed the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, and came back with good reports about him to Khadijah. Moreover, his trade was successful, and so they became attracted to each other over time. The offer was made for them to get married, and they got married. So he was according to the reports we have about this, most popularly it is known that the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, was 25 years old at the time, and she was 40, some 15 years his senior. Some analysts have recalculated her age and placed it at 28 years old. So she was older than the Prophet, peace be upon him, and perhaps the age got exaggerated in the retelling. Nonetheless, she bore 6 children, it is mentioned, for the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. And 2 of them, boys, passed away. The 4 girls survived. And they also became well known in the stories about the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, and early Muslim history.
Okay, so let's talk about, with that history in mind, Dr. Shabir, let's talk about how she became the first Muslim, right? After the Prophet Muhammad. The Prophet Muhammad shared his message with her, and she automatically was that comforting, warm presence for him and a supporter from the very beginning.
Yeah, so far in the story, we haven't gotten to the part yet where the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, actually gets the revelation and becomes a prophet. We've been referring to him as the Prophet Muhammad, but at that time, he was not the prophet yet.
Yes.
He was a man, Muhammad, son of Abdullah. He took to a liking for solitude. So he would leave his family and go spend some time in a cave meditating. That comes to be known in Islamic tradition now as Jabal al-Nur, the mountain of light, because that's where the light came to him. And he would be there for sometimes for a couple of weeks on end. And naturally, he needed to take some provisions with him. And Khadijah would be the one to dutifully, as a loving wife, pack the provisions for him to survive during those periods of meditation. And it is on one such occasion that the angel Gabriel visited the Prophet, peace be upon him, and directed him to read. And what he then recited was to be the first portion of the Quran revealed to him, now found at the beginning of the 96th chapter of the Quran. Now, what was the Prophet to make of all of this? He had no such expectation of such an experience, and he lived in an environment in which people quickly accredited things like this to jinn kind, as if a jinn comes and possesses you. And that made the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, quite perturbed, because he considered the possibility that he is somehow affected by some sort of evil spirit, giving rise to the kind of vision that he saw of the angel coming to him and directing him to read. So in this fear, he went back to his family, and he was apparently trembling. So he asked them to cover him with a blanket or something like this. And the phrase that is used for this in Arabic is dathiruni, cover me. And so we have in the commentaries on the Quran that the 74th chapter of the Quran is revealed referring to the Prophet, peace be upon him, in this circumstance. And so he's referred to as al-Muddassir, the one who has been covered up.
Cloaked,
because,
yeah.
from the word dassiruni, cover me, and Muddassir is the one who is covered. So who was there to comfort him at this time? It was his beloved wife, mother of the believers, Khadijah. And when he related to her his fear that perhaps he has been possessed by an evil spirit or something like this, she said to her, to him, son of my brother, which is a way of saying like my cousin, not necessarily literally a cousin, but that's Arabic usage, even for a distant relative. I know you to be a person of great noble character, and I don't believe that anything like this would happen to you. So she went to consult her cousin, Waraka bin Nawfal, who was known to have been writing previous scriptures, copying them, and maybe translating them into Arabic as well. And so he is thought to perhaps have some insight on a question like this. And he said that the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, was visited by the great Namus. Namus is a Greek term for a lawgiver. So in this way, the Prophet, peace be upon him, was comforted, and both by Waraka and, of course, at the forefront of all of this, his beloved wife, the mother of believers, Khadijah.
So is that the point at which we would say she became a Muslim?
Well, yeah, she believed in the Prophet's what we call apostleship or messengership. So that, by definition, is what makes a person a Muslim, believing in God, believing in the messenger of God. So she then has this great distinction in Islam as being, the first person to have believed in the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. And she supported the Prophet in the years of his mission as long as she remained alive. And this was the period in which the Prophet, peace be upon him, suffered much persecution at the hands of the enemy. Those who in Mecca, the Prophet's hometown, did not want to hear his message, and he wanted to do everything to obliterate the message and even to harm the messenger himself. And so Khadijah stood by him, and as we mentioned, she was a wealthy businesswoman. So she must have spent her wealth in the furtherance of the mission of the Prophet, peace be upon him.
Even if you think about the Prophet Muhammad meditating in a cave for many months, right? Khadijah must have been supporting him financially.
Yes. And perhaps, just to be clear, perhaps it wasn't many months because, it's only so much provision you can take without refrigeration and so on. So perhaps weeks are more like it. But you're right, yes. Khadijah must have been supportive of him during these years. And then came the boycott when people could not get their way around to obliterate the message of Islam. They tried high-handed tactics like boycotting the entire tribe of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. So the Prophet's uncle took the Prophet and the rest of their family to an enclave to be protective of each other and to support each other in that difficult time, and which is known as the Shab of Abi Talib, like the Valley of Abi Talib. So during that time, the Prophet, peace be upon him, would recall later, Khadijah was one to support him and believe in him when other people did not believe in him. So he always remembered her fondly. The year in which she died is referred to in Islamic history as Amul Huzn, the year of sadness. Sadness for the Prophet, peace be upon him, and of course for the community more generally, because the Prophet had lost a bulwark of support. So too it is mentioned that his uncle Abu Talib died in the same year. So this is a distinction that Khadijah herself does not claim unilaterally, but nonetheless, her death was a very significant moment in the life of the Prophet, peace be upon him.
Thank you for sharing that, Dr. Shabir.
You're welcome.
Assalamu alaikum.
We have some exciting news to share with you.
As you know, Let the Quran Speak has been on TV screens and social media for 22 years.
We've been reaching people all around the world, spreading positivity and good, and helping people experience the beauty of Islam and the accomplishments of Muslims.
We've been shooting in this very space for the past 2 decades.
And now, with the help of Allah, we're about to get the keys to Muslim Media Hub.
If you like what we're doing, you're gonna love Muslim Media Hub even more.
Because it's the next step up.
Think new TV shows, podcasts, social media content, and film.
We'll have new talent, more youth, and a lot more space and resources to do what we love. Spread the message of Allah.
Our Muslim Media Hub costs $2.4 million.
And for that, we need to raise $300,000. Please give whatever you can. Every dollar counts.
It's our collective responsibility to share the message of Islam with our fellow human beings. Please help establish Muslim Media Hub so we can do this.
It's a sadaqah jariyah, something that will continue to be of benefit to the Muslim community long after we are gone.
Thank you, and may Allah bless you and your loved ones today and always.
Assalamu alaikum.